Aubrey is recording with Dark Kermit because I'm in a big hoodie with my hood up and my stomach pain is making me go to the dark side.
And I just look like a greasy little guy.
What is your shirt?
Nightmare on Elm Street. It's actually my least favorite.
The girls love their girl. Oh, is Josh's favorite?
No, so there's 5 main slashers when you think of horror. You think of Michael Myers.
Mike Myers, comedian Mike Myers, obviously known slasher.
Comedian Mike Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason, Chucky, and Pinhead.
And your favorite is who?
Jason.
And Josh's favorite is?
I don't know. I think he likes Michael Myers.
And whose did you say Freddy Krueger was the favorite of?
It is my least favorite. I actually think Nightmare on Elm Street is not that great. I think it's a little overhyped.
I have seen, of everything you just mentioned, I have seen the first Halloween movie.
You gotta watch more slashers. I'll make you watch all the slashers this Halloween, and then we'll talk about who's sexy. None of them.
We'll talk about who's sexy. I don't know. I know people want to fuck Freddy Krueger on the internet.
I actually think there's a great potential for an episode with that, with how pretty much all of the slashers who I've named, part of the thing is that they look like they are disabled and have facial scarring,
deformities,
or issues with that. And I think that has a lot of potential to talk about disability status in media and
that's a huge thing with villains in general. That's you hear that all the time, that they either have some sort of visible physical deformity, or they're just portrayed as being kind of gay or British or a combination of the above.
Speaking of being a little bit deformed and gay, welcome to Informed Attraction, a podcast hosted by 2 elves who may be brothers, but may also be lovers. A podcast about compulsory queerness and how we project that onto every little guy we see until proven otherwise.
I'm Mackenna Goodrich.
I'm Dr. Aubrey Hoffer.
Every time Aubrey does that, where we don't yap that much at the beginning, I do feel cheated of social time. And I know for the audience, it's better. And it's also better for future Mackenna, because I don't have to cut 8 minutes of us talking at the beginning. But I'm always like, I don't get to talk to Aubrey as much today.
I've been wanting banana bread like no fucking other. And I bought bananas yesterday, but now it is just torture as I wait for these to ripen. I have to wait 5 days, I think. So on Sunday night, I'm gonna get banana bread. For those who are listening, you're gonna listen to this 2 months into the future. So just know that at some point in the past, I was just dying over my desire for banana bread.
Banana bread Rice Krispie treats. Is that anything?
There's the Rice Krispie ice cream sandwiches. I want to try them so bad, and I can't find them at any stores.
I haven't heard about them.
Yeah, they're little Rice Krispie treats, and there's ice cream in the middle. I think it's strawberry ice cream.
Oh my, wait. I love strawberry ice cream.
Oh my god, I'm about to blow your fucking mind. I got the Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches. That shit, there was no way those were gonna be bad.
I mentioned this briefly at the beginning. So I always am in a little bit of stomach pain. Chronic illness girlies rise. But today, for some reason, my body has decided that maybe this is it. So, this might be our last episode if I drop dead on the floor of my friend SMJ's apartment. But also, my vibes are going to be much like a small, very high 8-year-old. So this podcast today is hosted really truly by a little elf that got into the special brownies.
So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about brand mascots who are not human, but are certainly queer. This is a contrast to the DILF episode, where I actually had a point that I was making about...
I love the episodes where we're making some big point, and there's the episodes where we're like, hey, so, do you think that Buddy is hot?
Yeah.
What chop judge you want to kiss real bad?
Yeah. Because, in the DILF episode, I was like, oh man, male figures of authority are used to shill products to stay-at-home moms. This episode, there's no real point here. I'm just talking about mascots who I look at and I'm like, This is some queer little guy.
That's a gay little boy.
Gay little boy. And I think that this makes a lot of sense because Mackenna and I are some queer little boys. And
hey, Pride Month is over as of today. It is July 1st when we're recording this, so I'm back to using she, her pronouns.
I am homophobic.
And I'm heterosexual again.
And I hate gay people. What I think is fun about queerness, and one thing that I have so appreciated as I've come into my own queer identity, is this realization that queerness is a spectrum, and when you realize that, everything becomes a little bit queer. I project queerness onto things because I think it's fun, and I think it's funny, and it doesn't hurt anyone, and it makes my world a little more queer and a little more fun. And I think we need that in a world which right now is increasingly less and less kind to queer people. And I think stuff like this is more important now than ever. And anyway, that's why I think that Snap, Crackle, and Pop are in a polycule.
We're gonna wrap back around to that for sure. I was told by my roommate I'm supposed to talk more about being a director on this podcast, so I'm going to do that. Yesterday, I directed a short play that was in a series of short plays called the Say Gay Plays. And the one that I directed was about an AMAB non-binary person with a beard having a conversation with their electric razor who was trying to convince them to shave their entire beard off. And somehow that's not the weirdest thing I've ever directed, but it was so silly and fun and I loved it. And my friend Vanessa played the electric razor and was puppeting a whole ass electric razor on stage in a big sick ass church. Also, my religious trauma might have gotten healed yesterday because the pastor of the Judson Memorial Church is this non-binary person who looks just like, the stereotype of a youth pastor, but whose energy is awesome. And all over Judson Memorial Church that's like, ICE is not welcome here, fuck yourself. And I loved that.
Yay! What is the weirdest thing you've ever directed?
Okay, well, I've historically directed the musical where the Christmas trees have sex a couple times. An Xmas Story. That cast album might be out sometime this year, so perhaps you can listen to that now. I didn't direct this, but I choreographed a short play that's based on a real thing that happened where a woman jerked off a dolphin so he would learn to talk better.
It's true. I know about that.
Yeah, I choreographed a little play to that end. I don't know, I've done a lot of weird little stuff. One of the first things I directed for my roommate, who's a playwright, is about daycare night at a lesbian bar.
Yeah, I know what that means. So like I said, today's theme is mascots who are not... Oh my god.
Who are Nazis. I thought you were going to say mascots who are Nazis. I was like, oh, okay, the weird gay little guys, but also Nazis.
Tony the Tiger, I know.
No, don't put that on him. Wait, I got genuinely upset by that.
No, it's alright. So far, I have yet to find any mascot with white supremacist roots. That's not to say it will not happen.
That's true. We were talking about that in Cars. Canonically, World War II happened.
Yes.
And also, there's the VW bus, which implies the VW other cars, which were, Nazis.
Well, there's a Pope.
Yeah.
So there is Christianity in the Cars universe, which means the Jesus car was crucified.
Carcifixion.
Jesus
Chrysler.
Jesus Chrysler's amazing. Disney@gmail.com. I've got an idea for you. Hello, it is me, Aubrey, again.
Stealing my friend Mackenna's idea.
So like I said, today's theme is mascots who are not human, but almost certainly queer. Like last time, I think there are actually many mascots which fit into this category, but today I focused on 3. Snap, Crackle, and Pop as a single unit.
Big qualifier there, buddy.
Yeah. The Kool-Aid Man, and my personal favorite, the Hamburger Helper Hand.
We're finally gonna talk about the Hamburger Helper Hand! That's our Instagram bio! Also, if you're an Instagram user, are you following @Informed Attraction on Instagram? If not, you're missing out on all of the sick memes that I sometimes send to Aubrey, that Aubrey finds herself, and that also my friend Norman contributes heavily towards.
I was catfishing Mackenna's friend Norman because he was DMing a lot of memes to our Instagram, and I would just respond. And for a while, I think he thought it was Mackenna running the account. And I was I was sort of afraid that once he found out it was me, that he would not send me things anymore. But he has continued.
Yeah, he found out when we were getting off an airplane together, and he was like, "Did you see this meme I sent you?" And I was like, "No, because you didn't send it to me, dog."
My favorite was I posted a reel someone made where they were spoofing Chopped, and they were just talking about cardamom a bunch, and Norman replied to it, and he goes, "I would die for cardamom." And I replied, and I said, "But would you live for it?"
Never milk yourself.
Never milk yourself. Just to explain what that means.
My phone auto-corrected never kill yourself to never milk yourself once, and now it's more fun to yell never milk yourself than never kill yourself.
I will say I've long said that the hamburger helper hand is a hear me out. There's unfortunately not nearly as much lore about him as I had hoped for there to be. I had hoped to find some kind of gold mine of information. I really didn't. At some point, maybe I'll reach out to one of the fucking artists who drew him for the first time in the 1970s, but I'll do that once we start getting enough emails about it.
Also, I gotta do a wraparound. We're talking about the Kool-Aid Man today?
We are talking about the Kool-Aid Man today, and I think I want to tell you something, and I feel like you might take it the wrong way, and I really don't want you to, but honestly, I feel like the Kool-Aid Man embodies an essence of you better than any fictional character I've ever seen.
I'm quitting making this podcast.
No!
I am so deeply offended right now, I can't even begin to explain it.
Why? He's literally just a chill guy who wears Hawaiian shirts.
Yes.
And
I don't think that embodies my energy.
I think that is gender for you.
Nope. I'll say you've named a bunch of little creatures that, and I would argue the weird little elves are the ones that really make me feel gendery about it, but that's okay. I also think that maybe I will milk myself because I spent my entire 27 years on this planet trying to cultivate like a cool Shigo, Hex Girls, Gwen from Total Drama Island energy, and instead I'm getting the fucking Kool-Aid Man.
Here's the thing. I've known you since you were 14 years old.
Yeah, I don't think at 14 I was like the Kool-Aid Man. I think like 14, I was like Rachel from fucking Glee.
False. You've been giving oh yeah since the day I met you.
I think my problem is the person in my life who I feel like most embodies Kool-Aid Man energy is our one straight friend, Bryce DeLulo.
Alright, so we're gonna start by talking about the hamburger helper hand.
Whoa, we're going in reverse order from how you pitch them.
I always do. This is a problem that I have even when I do academic writing, where I put things in a certain order and I'm never consistent about it. And that was the hardest thing for me to actually start to do when I was writing, like, academic articles for the first time, is like, yeah, when you fucking list the variables in a certain order, you can't just then go off of vibes. And I hate that, because I want to go off of vibes. My order is whatever order I find most interesting. So Hamburger Helper is a packaged food product from Eagle Foods. Hamburger Helper is a packaged pasta brand that was introduced by General Mills in 1971 in response to meat shortages and rising meat prices. So basically, in the early 1970s, there was a global grain shortage that drove up feed prices, which meant that raising livestock became more expensive, and so a lot of producers cut back on meat production. As a result of that, meat prices became very expensive in the early 1970s across the world, but was felt particularly hard in the United States. And actually, in 1973, there was a meat boycott to protest expensive meat prices, and the public pressure was so intense that it actually pushed President Richard Nixon to enforce price ceilings on beef, pork, and lamb in the United States.
Wouldn't it be fun if instead of doing that, he was like, fine, you all have to be vegetarians now, you fucks?
That's the alternate history that we could have had.
Oh, that would have been so sick.
So Hamburger Helper was created as a response to the fact that meat was more expensive, because Hamburger Helper is an accompaniment to meat to help spread out a meal out of what would probably be, less than a full meal serving of meat. It was kind of considered a food fad at the time. There was a list I saw from Food Network where it rated it third on the top 5 food fads of 1970. No, I forgot what 1 and 2 were, and I cannot look.
I can.
Okay.
Once again, Mackenna's having to edit the podcast and produce it and do everything besides social media and research the majority of episodes because Aubrey does a lot of that.
Hey, I do things.
You do things. 1970s food fads.
Oh, it was from a TV show, Top 5.
Oh, so it's not giving me the information then.
Let's see. I think it was fondue was number 1, but I cannot be certain.
Cool.
Because I know that was trendy. I remember they talked about fondue, they talked about quiche. So, yeah.
Great.
Hamburger Helper.
Hamburger Helper.
I will say in 2013, the company shortened the brand's name to just Helper. However, I will be using its full birth name of Hamburger Helper.
Oh, so you're dead naming the Helper.
I am dead naming Helper.
Pride Month is over.
Pride Month is over. I said I hate gay people, and I hate Helper.
No, you love Helper.
I do. Well, we'll get into that. In May 2022, General Mills announced an agreement to sell the brand to Eagle Foods for approximately $610 million. So it's now owned by Eagle Foods, but it was originally owned by General Mills. So what is Hamburger Helper anyway? Basically, Hamburger Helper is dried pasta or rice with powdered seasonings contained in a packet. So if you buy Hamburger Helper, you've got dried pasta or dried rice, and then a little pack of seasonings with it. And basically, you combine the contents of the box with your ground meat, usually hamburger, water, milk, and sometimes mayo to create a one-dish meal. There are products that are designed for other meats, so like if it's tuna, there's Tuna Helper, or if it's chicken, there's Chicken Helper. There are many discontinued helpers that are a little bit cursed. There is Fruit Helper, Asian Helper, Health Queen Whole Grain Helper, Pork Helper, Hamburger Helper Bold was a spicy version. So in general, it's stuff like cheeseburger mac or like tuna tetrazzini. Have you ever had Hamburger Helper?
Bro, I was trying to think about that. I think yes as a kid. Like I remember it being in the home, but then I'm like, I can't even begin to describe what I think it tastes like. So I'm like, maybe I just remember seeing it in the grocery store and I never actually had it. Hard maybe. We might need to contact my parents.
So we were not a Hamburger Helper household when I was growing up, and I had Hamburger Helper for the first time as an adult, and it's gross. I actually don't like Hamburger Helper. That might be the biggest reveal of all of this. It probably is privilege speaking. I know a lot of people who grew up in worse financial situations than me and have like a nostalgia for it because it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like poor person food, but like a little bit.
Well, it's that was kind of what his point was to help people stretch meals, and so if that's what you're trying to do, that's what it's useful for. I feel like the equivalent of that for me was I would right now, if given the opportunity, go to town on a box of cheesy rice-a-roni.
I grew up in the house that Lean Cuisine built.
Oh yeah, we were a Lean Cuisine family too, but like when I think about like something in a little box that I would grab from the grocery store that's like a shelf-stable food, the cheesy rice-a-roni, I'm like a little hungry now after being in horrific pain all day.
I had my link to all of the different Hamburger Helper flavors, but I lost it.
Well, while you keep looking for that, let me drop some Mackenna lore right now. So I'm allergic to beef. So the entire concept of hamburger being helped is deeply offensive to me.
You could do ground turkey.
Yeah. I love it. Oh my God. There's a place. I'm staying in Brooklyn right now because I'm in this weird apartment situation at the moment. And there's a bar/restaurant in Brooklyn I love called Franklin Park. And they have a turkey burger and a black bean burger. They still have a freaking black bean burger on the menu, which places aren't doing anymore, which is a global travesty. But the turkey burger is really good. It's awesome. I love, as someone who does not remember what hamburger tastes like, honestly, at this point, I think about her sometimes.
All right, so I've sent you the link to the Hamburger Helper website, and I just want you to peruse the flavors.
No artificial flavors or colors. That's the like little tagline.
We were in a bad financial situation and bought some hamburger helper, and I'm gonna be real, I made it one time, and my husband was like, this is fucking not tasty to me. And before anybody's like, you didn't cook it right, you're bad at cooking, I might not have cooked it right, but it had a weird flavor to it that we just could not get behind.
Yeah, I don't know that I would. Oh, cheesy hash browns.
Live react to some of these.
I am. All the ones that like say cheesy in them, I'm kind of like, ooh, girl, okay. But that's just because I like cheese. Like, I'm just like, oh, I love cheese, bro.
The one we tried was the stroganoff, so I
would never do that. That's insane work of you. The tuna ones make me afraid, is what I'll say.
You know that one of the fucking funniest things that Josh has ever said to me with complete sincerity is he was like, the worst place I've ever had fish and chips was Denny's. And I was like, yeah!
Yeah, Josh, what the fuck are you doing getting fish and chips at a Denny's? That's insane work. I say as someone who once got fish tacos in rural Ohio, it's insane work to do that. It's being insane on Maine and then getting results you did not want.
I'm gonna be real. Mexican food in the Midwest hits really hard.
I don't want to say that it's bad. That's not, okay. Fiesta Mexicana in Mount Vernon, Ohio is like, compared to Arizona Mexican food, is it that good? No. Did it hit real hard when I was in college? Absolutely. However, the first time I went there, I ordered fish tacos, and it was, in fact, like a fish stick in a tortilla, and that was a mistake. But every time I had an enchilada there, I'm like, yes! So, it's all things in balance.
The best molcajete my parents have ever had was in Mansfield, Ohio.
Mansfield, where the thing is.
The Shawshank Redemption prison.
There we go. We got there.
Yeah, close enough.
The thing is...
That's where my dad is from, and they had a molcajete there and said it was the best they've ever had, and it honestly looks amazing. So
sometimes things hit in like weird places. I had some really good sushi in Flagstaff, Arizona once.
Some of the best Indian food I've ever had in my life was in Flagstaff. Flagstaff actually has great food. My like hot take that makes people in Phoenix mad at me is I think that honestly a lot of Mexican food in the Phoenix metropolitan area is kind of mid. But I was raised in Tucson, and right. I will say I think Tucson has better Mexican food, and absolutely. I hate Tucson.
Anyone who's upset by hearing that is incorrect. Okay, so that's just straight up like yeah, like. I think the thing is there's so much Mexican food in Phoenix that it's like, well, some of it's going to be good and some of it's going to be bad. There was a little spot that I believe burned down. It was near my parents' place in Phoenix called Cochina Madrigal. It was in a little house. And I love that stupid little place.
Did that burn down? We went there.
I know. Well, it might be back now, but last time my parents have moved, so I'm also not doxing them here. But last time I was home... we couldn't go there because they'd had a fire and it had burned down. They may have reopened it, but I don't know. But it was magic while it was there. I did take everyone there. I was like, all right, guys, we're going to Cochina Madrigal. Everyone
who we went to high school with was really into a Mexican place called Los Favs. And I'm going to be honest, I think Los Favs is overrated.
I like their chorizo burrito, but it's the only thing I would get from there, so I can't speak to the entire experience.
So the Hamburger Helper's mascot is the Helping Hand, otherwise known as Lefty. He is a four-fingered, left-hand white glove with a face on the palm and a red spherical nose.
Clown.
It often appears in the product's television commercials and on packages. I am saying he, however, Lefty has no specified gender. There's no real lore on Lefty. I guess I am assuming gender. But maybe he's gender... I think Lefty would probably use all pronouns, to be honest with you.
Lefty is a he, she, they.
Yeah, a he, she, they, it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was a little bit sad because a lot of brands that I've looked into, they create a little lore or story around their mascots, and I find it very delightful to actually look into what that story is. That has never been created for Lefty. Lefty has been abandoned in the dirt by Hamburger Helper. So I do have...
That's because Lefty is an eldritch horror, an eldritch god. And to know too much about him is to be like looking into Cthulhu's maw. They can't tell his secrets or else we would all go blind.
Yeah, if Lefty tells you his real name, you will be able to know the exact time you die.
And then your insides will, and it will be 15 seconds from now because your insides will immediately self-immolate, turn into tuna helper, and then leak out your rectum.
Yes. In 1979, filmmaker Scott Spiegel wrote, produced, and directed a short film titled Attack of the Helping Hand, which featured the hamburger helper oven mitt as a killer glove. Mackenna, I showed you this. Did you watch it?
I did watch it. Yo, it was crazy. I opened it expecting it to be like 90 seconds long. And then I saw Sam Raimi's name, and I was like, huh? Okay, what was Sam Raimi doing in this 90-second long thing? Because I did not look at how long it was. And then, yeah, it was much longer than that. And I did watch the whole thing, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Will you summarize the plot of Attack of the Helping Hand?
Oh, boy. Okay, we're going to do my summary, and then Aubrey's going to do a better summary, okay, everybody? I just want to preface with this, because I watched this in a state earlier. So, there's a woman. She's making dinner. The hamburger helper glove shows up and is like, hey, I'm the hamburger helper glove. Ah. And then she's like, that's awesome, hamburger helper glove. And then he like attacks her boobs.
Yeah.
Is the only way I can describe it. There's a struggle. She drowns him, but then he's so back. The milkman shows up to help her from the killer glove. But the glove has stabbed the milkman in the back. She shoves the glove in a blender, which I believe is what finally kills him. And then the Pillsbury Doughboy shows up.
Yeah, I really have nothing to add to that summary. That's pretty much it.
Boom, baby!
Yeah,
And Sam Raimi plays the milkman.
Yeah, like Mackenna said, it is a 6-minute short that was created by filmmaker Scott Spiegel, who is a longtime collaborator of Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi plays the milkman. Bruce Campbell is the one who plays the glove.
Oh, good for Bruce.
Yeah, I think he also did like something with production on that. I think I saw that in the credits, but yeah. So we got some pre-Evil Dead people because Scott Spiegel also helped co-write, I think, at least one of the Evil Dead movies.
It's got like that horror energy to it.
I love Sam Raimi. I think Sam Raimi is such a fun director and brings such an element of just joy to horror that I think is really fun and special and doesn't get done enough. And when it is, it's never as sincere as when Sam Raimi does it.
He loves a strange little guy.
Much like myself.
I've never seen Spider-Man 3, but I know a lot of people hate it, but I think I probably like it.
Josh loves all the Spider-Man movies.
I love the first two.
I think they're okay. I was not a Spider-Man girly. I've really never been a superhero girly.
I'm a Spider-Man.
On April 1st, 2016, General Mills commissioned an EP as an April Fool's Day prank titled Watch the Stove. The EP was produced for General Mills by a team at St. Paul, Minnesota's McNally Smith College of Music. So imagine you're a fucking music major at the McNally Smith College of Music, and your teacher comes in and is like, all right, guys, our task is to create a fucking EP for Hamburger Helper.
That's awesome. Is this one of the songs that you sent me?
Yes. So the EP's title is a parody of the Jay-Z and Kanye West album, Watch the Throne. It has 5 songs, all of which are about Hamburger Helper. It instantly went viral. It played over the entire EP was played over 4 million times on SoundCloud in less than 3 days.
Oh my god.
What did you think of the one song I sent you?
I thought it was fine. It's funny that you say that it was like kind of a parody of Jay-Z and Kanye West album, because all I could think of the whole time, I'm not kidding, I was in a state today, but when I was listening to it, all I could think was, I'm in the kitchen, yams everywhere, which is a lyric from the birthday song by 2 Chainz and Kanye West. While I was a little locked into the song that you sent me, I was just thinking about yams being everywhere.
Well, what's fucked up is that EP is kind of viral. People like it or are making fun of it at least. But they're talking about the brand, and that's the goal of something like this. And literally, Hamburger Helper dropped Lefty after this. He's only returned recently. He was basically gone after 2016 until like this year.
That feels like maybe them being like, oh, no, he's getting clowned on online. We gotta take him away. Like, that feels like a bunch of marketing executives not understanding the internet and being like, oh man, we gotta do something to rehab our image. And it's like, no, dude, you just got handed a gold mine. I think, like,
we gotta be serious.
Yeah, and I think that one of the best things that, like, the internet has done for brands is make them a little bit unserious. Because that is way more interesting to me than, like, a good commercial.
Yeah. At some point, I'll have to talk about how KFC literally made a Colonel Sanders dating sim.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Steam. If you want to watch me... it? I have not. It's free, I think. But if you want to watch me and Mackenna play it, email us at informedattraction@gmail.com.
I sure will.
I was reading articles about why the hamburger helper hand was brought back into promotional materials, and what I saw some people say is that right now, food inflation is reaching record new heights.
What? I thought the eggs were supposed to get fixed. That was the whole thing. That's why everybody was like, we're going to vote for Donald Trump, because the eggs are going to get better. Did that not happen?
Well, normally I would say no, but since last time the RFK brainworms were put into my head after the CIA burst into my house, all I can do is say yes, and I love eating raw milk.
Oh, hey, Aubrey, cover your ears really quick. Just cover them really quick. Just really quick. Hello, listeners. I work for a science YouTube channel, and we did a great video about the bird flu. And real quickly, if anyone in your life is drinking raw milk and you love them, knock that shit out of their hands and tell them to stop it. Now, if you hate them, if you're like, that's my enemy, let them poison themselves. It's fine. But if you want them to live, I need you to pasteurize that milk. I need you to, okay? Don't drink raw milk. Okay, Aubrey, you can listen again? You can listen again?
I literally saw a woman on TikTok recently who's pregnant and was drinking raw milk, and people
oh my god!
Exactly, and everyone was like, what? Don't do that! And there were so many comments of, like, trad wives being like, I did it when I was pregnant and my kids are fine! So anyway, Lefty might be a recession indicator, so...
Lefty collab with Kesha Wen.
And then I really don't have much else, unfortunately, on Lefty. Have you seen that tweet where people are joking about what is the anatomy of the hamburger helper hand?
I have.
So it's like, is he a skull with little bones for the fingers, or is there like a full skeleton inside of him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll send you a nice little article right now, Mackenna.
Oh, thank God.
And yes, it is an article that just links to a tweet that they did, but it's hard for me to link tweets, so this is what I've got for you.
I hate the way they made the glove look in this, like, mascot, because it looks like they only gave him 3 fingers, but he had his birthday party in Brooklyn in 2017. Oh my God. Oh.
Tell me about Lefty's anatomy.
It's like a full human skeleton, but it has 4 arms.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say disagree?
I don't think so. I think he's a skull with some little bones for the fingies.
Yeah. Disagree. Yeah. I feel like he's much more, oh my God, they're the fucking guys. Oh, like, I think it has more of, like, a mollusk. Like specifically, like an ammonoid shell. Like, I think it has, like, a tube-like structure inside of it. For more on that, please watch the SciShow video. This is the best predator defense of all time, and while you watch it, I do want you to think about the hamburger helper hand.
Yes. Specifically, whether you find him breedable.
If you guys started commenting that on that video, I know that immediately my bosses would be like, Mackenna, what the fuck did you say on your podcast? Why are we getting comments about the hamburger helper hand being breedable on this video?
So I do just want to do my little defense of why I think the hamburger helper hand is cute. I just think he seems nice. He just seems friendly. I feel like he'd be supportive of my hopes and dreams. But there's something about that little fucking nose, that cheeky little smile he's got, that just tells me he's kind of a freak. And I like that in a man. I like a man who's supportive of me, but also seems like a little bit of a freak.
Aubrey doing content that's, somebody gonna match my freak. Somebody's gonna match my nasty. But it's her just dancing for the hamburger helper hand.
Hey, welcome to the TikTok I'm gonna make you bake for... But I want you to do actually good dancing.
Okay.
That's the caveat, is you have to actually do incredible dancing, and then...
You're asking me to thirst trap to advertise our podcast?
Yes, I will do that to you.
Oh.
I think that if I had to put an identity onto Lefty, I would say that he is like like we said before, some kind of he, she, they, it, non-binary, definitely bisexual.
Okay.
Do you have any other... Do you find him breedable?
Nope. But I'll say he's mostly fingers, which is nice.
It is nice. I mean, fingers and hands. Or fingers and mouths. What else do you need?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that one tweet that's like, drew like a dark, fucked up version of the Hamburger Helper mascot, haha, just a glimpse into my dark reality?
No, but was that your tweet?
No, I gotta...
Like, that sounds like an Aubrey tweet.
Let's see. Here, hold on. I'm just gonna take a fucking picture.
Somebody gonna match my freak. Somebody gonna watch my nest day. I've been trying to make a waiting for Lefty joke, but none of them's coming.
Again, I'm a fucking boomer where I'm like, let me take a picture of my screen to send to you.
I love that me and Aubrey do so much stuff online. We both mostly work from home, and Aubrey is like, how do I use Discord?
When am I gonna have to use Discord? I have a PhD.
We used it last week!
Socially.
I love the little fucked up one.
So read the tweet in a little fun voice.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my hood back on. I gotta get into character. Oh, fuck, my headphones, fuck! Drew like a dark, fucked up version of the Hamburger Helper mascot. Haha. Just a glimpse into my dark reality. A full stare into my twisted perspective would make most people go insane. Lamau.
And it's just the Hamburger Helper hand, pretty much drawn exactly as he
He's
normally is.
got angry eyebrows and some jagged little teeths.
Yeah. I feel like, is this me and you? Is this me and you?
Yeah. Just a happy little guy and a little nefarious little man.
A little gremlin. Alright, speaking of little gremlins, let's transition into Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Rice Krispies.
I did not know, before going into this, whether Snap, Crackle, and Pop were brothers, or lovers, or, circling back to our discussion of incest, maybe both. But
I assumed they were brothers, much like the chipmunks of Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Well, they are not human, and they are certainly not heterosexuals, so we're gonna get into that.
And Aubrey believes that all gay people want to have sex with their family members.
Look, proof is in the pudding.
Okay, I have to say something. Anyone who works for the Blue Sky algorithm who's listening, I need to understand something. Everything I engage with on Blue Sky is pretty much like political content, some sports content, and like I follow the podcast hosts that I like. So I don't know if they're into some freaky shit that I just don't know about, and that's why it's popping up on my like the feed that I'm normally on. Hold on. When I'm on Blue Sky, I'm normally on the Discover feed, okay? Almost always it's normal. It's never fucked up. Almost every day that I use Blue Sky, I have a very normal day on Blue Sky. One every like 75 days on Blue Sky, something will come across my Discover feed that makes me want to end my use of the internet. The first time, it was an erotic novel that was a part of a longer series about a woman who has a harem of dogs who she has sex with.
Okay.
And then the one that I got today was like an erotic graphic novel about a mother and son who have sex with each other. And I didn't like either of those. I didn't like seeing them. Also, both times I saw them in the morning. It was both of these occurrences happened pre 10:30 a.m. And I just Blue Sky, don't show me that. I also don't love when I'm scrolling on Blue Sky and it's just like a bulge, and that happens more than I want it to, but that I can accept and move on from. The dog fucking erotica, I don't want it. Please stop. And it's only happened once, but that was too many times.
You know the Reddit lore about the guy whose arms are broken and then his mom jerks him off?
No.
Well, I guess I'll spare you that for now. I don't know how we're ever going to get back around to it, but
I don't think I ever need to know.
It's a very famous Reddit post, and then it gets referenced on Reddit sometimes, and then people are like, what? And then people link them back to the original post.
Ha ha ha, straight joking my penis, and by my penis I mean my mom's doing it.
Yeah, because his arms were broken. He was feeling, he was having a hard time.
I also feel like there's other people who could do that for you that's not your mom.
Well, that's really a matter.
Maybe like your brother lover.
Maybe one of your brother lovers. Kellogg's Rice Krispies cereal first appears on store shelves in 1928. It's a puffed rice cereal with sugar, and when you pour rice on it, it makes little snap, crackles, and pops. The words snap, crackle,
Sorry, say that again. When you pour what on it?
when you pour milk. Did I say
You
water?
said rice.
Oh, when I pour rice. When I pour rice on my rice.
When you pour rice onto Rice Krispies, it creates a two things that can't exist. It creates a singularity, and the universe collapses in on each other, and it just starts to snap and crackle and pop.
When you pour rice in your Rice Krispies, you die instantly.
The wormhole opens up and you get spaghettified.
Your entire body just becomes rice.
You are the rice man now.
Yeah, and then you are then put into a box of Rice Krispie cereal.
Yeah.
So the words snap, crackle, and pop appear in print ads in 1929, and they are officially on the box in 1932. The characters were designed by illustrator Vernon Grant, and they were put on the box in the 1930s. Their names are an onomatopoeia from a Rice Krispies radio ad about what happens when you pour milk onto your Rice Krispies cereal. So Mackenna, I'm going to send you the text of the radio ad, and you're going to do your best 1930s radio announcer.
Oh, thank God today's the day I gotta do a bunch of voices when I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah.
Oh, thank Christ.
Every time I get a quote, I'm like, well, I guess I better make Mackenna do a funny voice.
Fuck! Fuck, I'm not good at that.
Get good.
No. Fuck. Damn it. Listen to the fairy song of health, the merry chorus sung by Kellogg's Rice Krispies as they merrily snap, crackle, and pop in a bowl of milk. If you've never heard food talking, now is your chance.
So the first character appeared on the product's
No,
package.
not
What?
gonna give me any reaction to that. You're not gonna say good job, Mackenna. I like the little voice you did. You're just gonna leave me out to dry after making me perform.
Dance for me. No, I thought that was wonderful. I had no notes. I mean, you did a wonderful job. I really, I really enjoyed that. I felt.
You look at me. I'm gonna cry.
I felt like I was a little child watching TV in the 1930s, and my dad has killed himself because of the Great Depression, and I am just so excited to have my bowl of Rice Krispies, and I don't even give a shit about my dead dad, because you know what? When I'm like fucking 25 and I have 4 kids, it's gonna be Elvis is gonna hit the radio, and I'm gonna finally know joy for the first time.
I'm gonna have a track house in New Rochelle. My wife will hate me.
Yeah, but my hips are gonna move to tunes.
The fairy song of health.
So the first character appears on the product's packaging in 1933. That's Snap. And then Grant added 2 more and named the trio Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and they were all on the box together in 1941. Their original designs were as elderly gnomes, and they had large noses, ears, and hats, and they were hideous. In 1949...
They were fugly, bro.
They were unfuckable.
They were uggos.
Yeah. In 1949, Snap, Crackle, and Pop are reimagined with younger, more proportional features, and much sexier with their little signature outfits.
They yassified the elves.
So if you don't know the difference between Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Snap is the one who wears the chef's hat, Crackle is the one who wears the little sleeping cap, and Pop is the one who wears the little drum master's hat.
I just learned that those were their hats. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I find Pop the hottest. Mackenna, which of these elves do you think is fuckable?
I don't find any of them particularly fuckable.
Crazy to me.
Is what I will say, but it's because I think they look a little bit too much like youths for my personal taste. But if I had to choose, okay, here's what I think. Fuck, marry, kill. I'm gonna marry Pop. I'm gonna fuck Snap, and I'm sorry, Crackle, it's so Jover for you.
I would also kill Crackle. I think, though, I would marry Snap, but I would fuck the shit out of Pop. I did look
Whoa,
into...
did you see the Funko Pops of them?
No, are they hot?
No, brother,
Oh.
let me put you onto something.
Show me,
Look
brother.
at these, look at what I just sent to you.
Well, they look like little babies.
No, those are my fucking sleep paralysis demons. Those bleak, dark void of eyeball. Like, Funko Pops always have, like bleak, dark voids of eyes, but something about these guys, they look like they've had their they look like black-eyed children.
Like a doll's eyes.
Yeah, they've been fucking Coraligned, baby.
So corporate promotional materials describe the relationship between Snap, Crackle, and Pop as resembling that of brothers. So they are gay.
I'm like, it's like the thing where in White Lotus season 2 and also in many other forms of media and a thing that happened in real life where an older gay man and a younger gay man will say that it's a nephew-uncle relationship when really it's a sexual one.
Yeah. So Snap is the oldest. His whole little personality is he's the problem solver, the one who's got his shit together. Crackle is the unsure one. He's kind of a jokester, prankster. And Pop...
That's why he has to die?
Yes. And Pop is mischievous, but also clumsy, and likes to be the center of attention.
Yo, I don't know that I want to... Okay, maybe I just am Pop.
Well...
I identify as a Pop.
There was briefly a fourth gnome in the 1950s named Pow, who represented the explosive nutritional value of Rice Krispies.
Aubrey?
Yeah.
What are these little freaks? Because you have said both elves and gnomes.
So their original representation is gnomes, but then when they start to get yassified and cuter, then their proportions change and they become elves.
Aha.
So I'm gonna send you Pow.
Is Pow kind of hot?
He is a hate crime.
Uh-oh. He looks like a Soviet wrestler.
I detest him. I hate him and everything he stands for.
Also, this description is there was briefly a fourth charlatan in the 1950s named Pow.
Yeah, this is probably from the Ad Mascots wiki, which is now maybe one of my favorite sites on the internet. I love the autistic people who manage this. So, like I said, sometime after 1955, their big ears become more proportional, but then more pointed, so they kind of go from being gnomes to elves. Other little fun facts about them: they first appear together as animated characters in 1955, usually shown after children's TV shows like the Howdy Doody Show. They were also used in conservation messages during World War II. In the 1990s, they were briefly reimagined as superheroes, but that was fucking dumb, so then they returned to their later, gnome/elf form. I don't know. Even the promotional materials call them gnomes sometimes, so I don't really know. I was very confident when I said they transitioned from gnome to elf, but they are just some strange amalgamation.
It's because the people in charge of advertising at Kellogg are not playing enough Dungeons & Dragons, so they don't know that this is a very important distinction.
I think that they are more elf-like than gnome-like. I don't know. I'm gonna send you a commercial that I like from the 2000s when they had a band, and this is where I thought that Pop was hot, because Pop is the drummer in the band, and I've always liked a drummer.
I have also always liked a drummer. I had two men playing guitars at me last night. I had two men playing guitars at me last night, and literally me, Aubrey, and our friend Gray's one brain cell all went, that scene from the Barbie movie where they're playing the song Push by Matchbox 20 on the beach.
Yes, you lived it.
I did. And it's not the first time I've lived it. I've also had someone play the drums at me.
That's less sensual.
I've had someone play the drums at me, the violin at me, and guitar at me.
My husband's a guitarist, so.
Flex.
Shaking her fucking head.
Them making Crackle the lead singer is offensive.
Yeah.
And also the fact that this song is by Real Big Fish is wild.
Great. It's a great song. There was a post that was made a couple years ago where basically someone made a fake CNN article that was like, Pop from Snap, Crackle, and Pop is a trans woman. And then conservatives thought that it was real, and they all, like, crashed out about it. And then Kellogg basically had to be like, nah, we haven't changed any of the characters. Don't worry.
Don't worry, all you freaky little phobes. These little creatures that are entirely made up and fictitious and fictional and maybe elves or gnomes still use their assigned sex at birth. They are boys with wieners, thank God.
They got wieners, and I want to see them. The Ad Mascot wiki says, and I quote, Crackle has feminine-like qualities in the Canadian commercials, hinting that he could be gay.
Like, are we, like, clocking? We're clocking now? being like, that's a doll. What?
We are clocking Crackle as a doll.
Oh my god.
I will say Pop has his own page on the Ad Mascots wiki, so I'm not alone. He's the only one of Snap, Crackle, and Pop who have his own page. And yes, the only thing on his page is how people thought that he was a trans woman. He is not, yet.
This is like when they tried to tell me that Typhlosion was a pedophile.
I don't even want to know. So, my opinion of the sexuality of Snap, Crackle, and Pop is that I think that they are 3 cisgender gay men and a polycule. I think that they bring a mischievous energy to the function, but I think that they are chaotic good kind of figures. And I'd fuck them.
I think there are 3 boys who claim to be straight, but then they kiss each other when they get drunk.
Yeah. I sent you the Rice Krispie cereal flavor. There's only 5. I'm a fan of Cocoa Krispies myself. I really like chocolate cereals.
Oh, I'm a straight up regular Rice Krispies guy. I frequent breakfast for me as a little youth would be you take the Rice Krispies, you put it into the bowl, then you take the sugar bowl, but your mom always had because your mom loves you, and you put the sugar onto the cereals, the amount that you want. It's up to you. Then you pour the milk in, and then you eat the cereal. And then at the end, you drink the milk, and then there's a little bit of wet, milky sugar left at the bottom of the bowl. And you scoop that up into your mouth like a little demon.
Oh, we had the same experience. I love that. I love the little... Ooh, my favorite texture for food is like wet sand.
Yeah, like grits? Holy fuck.
Or like, you know, like when you're making cookies and you reach the stage of the cookies where you've got just like the sugar and the butter mixed together. Yeah. I'm like, I just want a bowl of that. I just want a bowl of sugar butter.
Yeah.
If somebody can give that to me, I'll gobble it up. Now, we're going to talk about the Kool-Aid Man, who actually does have extensive lore and history. So so I decided he's the one who gets to be talked about last.
Okay.
When I look at the Kool-Aid Man, I see a bisexual entity.
Okay. Sure.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
All right.
So the Kool-Aid Man is sometimes referred to as the Kool-Aid Guy, Captain Kool-Aid, or Big Thirst. I would like you to start calling me Big Thirst.
I hate that.
Why?
I hate it.
He's the official mascot for Kool-Aid, which is a brand of flavored drink mix. Kool-Aid is sugar that's flavored, and you put it with water, and you have a delicious Kool-Aid drink.
And it's not what they drank at Jonestown. It was flavored.
Yes, get it right. The Kool-Aid Man is a fun-loving, gigantic, and joyful anthropomorphic pitcher filled with the original flavor of Kool-Aid, which is cherry Kool-Aid. So if you drank the Kool-Aid Man, he would taste like cherry.
Do you want to have some lore about my mom?
Yeah.
That I recently got and that she swore up and down that she had told me before and she absolutely never had? One of my mom's jobs in college was being the Kool-Aid Man.
Okay, tell me more about that.
I think at like grocery stores, I don't know, Peg just was the Kool-Aid Man. She was like, yeah, whenever I was wearing the Kool-Aid Man costume, and I was like, I'm sorry, my mother, who I've known my entire existence on this planet. And she was like, yeah, when I was the Kool-Aid Man during college. And I was like, what are you saying to me right now? But yeah, so my mom played the Kool-Aid Man at some sort of events in Los Angeles, California when she was in college. And if you know my mom, she's a very serious person. So that is very confusing to me that was her job for a while.
Well, I feel like there's a little bit of Kool-Aid Man inside of all of us. And if your mom is inside the Kool-Aid Man, that means there's a little bit of your mom inside of all of us.
I'm about to go look into the gaping maw of the hamburger helper glove so that I can go blonde.
Typically, the Kool-Aid Man is featured answering the call of children by smashing through walls or furnishings, then holding a pitcher filled with Kool-Aid, which is his own blood, while saying the catchphrase, "Oh yeah!"
Oh yeah!
He did have a comic series produced by Marvel Entertainment where he fought villains known as the Thirsties, and he fought
but then he's the Big Thirst.
But then he also fought a man who was engulfed in fire named Scorch.
He fought, what is it, Johnny from the Fantastic Four?
So when is the Kool-Aid Man gonna make his MCU debut?
Dude, forget these Howard the Duck cameos. I'm looking for the Kool-Aid Man cameos.
Yes, where he's fighting the Thirsties. The Thirsties come up in a lot of Kool-Aid Man lore, actually.
Thank God.
The Kool-Aid Man can also come in many different colors, because there's many different colors of Kool-Aid. So sometimes he's blue, sometimes he's green, sometimes he's purple. Most commonly he's red.
I could be blue, I could be green, I could be blah, 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 blah. Do you remember that song?
I do know that song. The original iteration of the Kool-Aid Man was called The Pitcher Man, and he was created on July 10th, 1954 by Marvin Potts, who
Great name. Not Pitcher Man. Pitcher Man is a terrible name. Marvin Potts is a great name.
Marvin Potts is a great name. He was the art director for a New York advertising agency, and he was hired by General Foods to create an image that would accompany the slogan, "A 5-cent package makes 2 quarts." Horrible slogan.
You know, you watch Mad Men, and you're like, these guys are good at their jobs, at least.
In what I think is actually a beautiful image, Marvin Potts was inspired to create the Kool-Aid Man by watching his young son draw smiley faces on a frosted window, and that was the inspiration for creating the Pitcher Man.
That's very cute.
Yes, it's very sweet. He created several designs, but the only one that stuck was the Pitcher Man, and so General Foods began to use the Pitcher Man in all of their advertisements. In 1974, arms and legs were added, because originally it was just a pitcher with a fucking face on it. So then in 1974, he got arms and legs, and the Kool-Aid Man was introduced as a 6-foot-tall pitcher of cherry Kool-Aid. Ladies, he's at 6 feet, so...
He doesn't have to lie about his height on his dating profiles, if it matters.
Do with that what you will. So, typically when there are commercials of the Kool-Aid Man, you've got children who are parched from playing, absolutely dehydrated by the various activities that children do. And in these commercials, they exchange a few words about how they're so goddamn thirsty. And then they put their hand to the side of their mouths and they go, "Hey, Kool-Aid Man!" Whereupon the Kool-Aid Man fucking breaks through walls, breaks through fences, breaks through glass ceilings, breaks through emotional
The time-space continuum!
and utters the famous, "Oh yeah!" And he pours those dehydrated youngsters a glass of Kool-Aid, his own juices from his body.
Yeah, this really doesn't make him sound like good, you know?
Just like Jesus Christ, we drink...
If you really think about it, the Kool-Aid Man is just like Jesus Christ. Pop's a trans woman, the hamburger helper glove is an eldritch horror, and the Kool-Aid Man, Jesus Christ.
I mean, you drink the blood of Christ at church, you drink the blood of the Kool-Aid Man when you're very thirsty, and you're, like, absolved of your sins or whatever.
You drink my blood when you're a vampire.
You drink my blood when you're low on sugar. I don't know.
You don't have diabetes. That's not true.
I do not have diabetes, despite what my doctor tries to say.
What?
No, my mom is pre-diabetic and she's skinny. She just smokes a lot of cigarettes. Fuck it, keep that in.
I kept in the whole thing about your mom vagina shaming you, so I don't think I wasn't expecting to cut the thing about her having cigarettes.
I really thought that people would latch onto and be like, wow, that was such a beautiful, like, vulnerable story. I so appreciate you sharing that on a public forum. And instead people were like, that was fucking disgusting. Why the fuck would you talk about that?
That's not what people were like.
What I felt like.
Uh-huh.
How I feel is real.
Yeah, well...
By the time it had reached the 1980s, the Kool-Aid Man was a pop culture icon, and so in 1983, we find 2 video games based on the Kool-Aid Man. One for the Atari 2600, and one for Intellivision systems. This was also when he had his comic book series, so he was just a fucking jack of all trades.
A legend.
Yeah. The version released on the Atari 2600 is a simple arcade-style action game, where the player controls a flying Kool-Aid Man who hovers above a large pool of Kool-Aid. Again, this is a pool of his own blood.
That's where he sources his power from.
Flying back and forth across the screen are several thirsties who will attempt to run into the Kool-Aid Man. So like me, when I run into the Kool-Aid Man. The thirsties will occasionally stop to extend a straw into the pool below and begin drinking the Kool-Aid dry. It's while they're drinking from the pool that the Kool-Aid Man can capture them for points. But if the Kool-Aid Man runs into the Thirsties while they're moving, he will be pushed backwards uncontrollably, giving the Thirsties more time to drink from the pool. The game is over once the Thirsties have drained the pool. You got power-ups that consist of letters that fly across the screen, which the player can pick up for temporary invincibility. The letters are K, S, and W, and can you guess what K, S, and W stand for?
Kill some women.
Oh shit, you fucking got it. They stand for each of the 3 main ingredients of Kool-Aid. So Kool-Aid mix, sugar, and water.
Kids, swine, wasps.
There's a cutscene at the beginning of the game that shows the Kool-Aid Man breaking through a brick wall. I found that delightful. The Intellivision version of the game is an adventure game, and it's more complex than the Atari version. So rather than starting out as the Kool-Aid Man, you instead control 2 children who are attempting to make a batch of Kool-Aid. Thrilling.
And they can't figure out how to do that. Losers, dumb, they're never graduating college.
So in order to do so, the kids must traverse a large 3-story house in search of 3 items. Those are a pitcher, sugar, and Kool-Aid mix.
But they don't need water?
They gotta sing. Once an item is found,
okay.
It can be picked up, and it must be brought back to the kitchen and placed in front of the sink. Then you have to find a 4th item, which is a step ladder, which you have to use to reach the sugar, which is placed on the very top of the counter, probably because their fucking mom doesn't want them making Kool-Aid when she's gone, but these kids said, fuck you, Mom, I'm getting my goddamn... To further complicate matters, because this would be a fucking boring-ass game otherwise, the player has to avoid 2 thirsties that patrol the house. And if you get too close to one, then the thirsty starts chasing you, and upon making contact, it freezes one of the kids in place. So, in a way, it is sort of like Amnesia Dark Descent.
Just like it.
Eerily similar, I would say.
Yeah.
Once all the items are placed at the sink, a cutscene shows the Kool-Aid Man bursting through the wall, creating irreparable damage to this family's home, and then the player controls the Kool-Aid Man! So we got a fucking perspective switch, like when movies fucking kill the main character and they do the little switcheroo on you. And then the Kool-Aid Man has to hunt down and capture the 2 thirsties. And once those are defeated, the level is complete, and then they move on to the next stage, which is the same goddamn thing, but everything just goes a little bit faster. The game is over if the player fails to level's objective before the game's 10-minute timer runs out, or if both of the kids are frozen by the thirsty. I think both of these games should be remade, and in order for me to play them, you need to have at least one romance option.
The kids need to kiss.
Whoa, I was thinking Kool-Aid Man, but I mean, I suppose if you want to be a pedophile.
Yeah.
Okay.
A forbidden romance between the thirsty and the Kool-Aid Man.
That's me. I'm thirsty. I just want to drink him up, even though it'll kill him.
So you think it's his blood?
It is the essence inside of him.
You don't think he's like filling up the pitcher that is his being from this magical pool and taking it to the children?
I think that's a more altruistic way of looking at it.
Okay.
I choose to view him as a Christ-like figure who's giving bits of himself to the children. In 1990,
I don't know enough about religion to like remember if Jesus was like having people suck on his blood, so you could tell me that is true and I'd be like, yeah.
I mean, when you go to church and stuff, you get to drink his blood and eat. What is the little cracker? Is that like his toes? Oh,
it's his body.
So his toes.
Yeah, you get to suck on Jesus's toes in church.
Suck on his toes.
That's what I learned from the Macklemore song "Same Love."
Yeah. In 1994, the live-action character was retired, and then in 2002, the character became completely computer-generated, but other characters in the ads, like the children, remained live-action. In 2009, the live-action character returned, playing street basketball and battling cola to stay balanced on a log. So, like, being like, oh, kids, don't drink Coke, I'm the fucking Kool-Aid Man.
That's fair.
The Kool-Aid Man is a playable character in Family Guy, The Quest for Stuff, which is their little freemium iOS game that they have. In December 2018, the Kool-Aid Man appeared with rapper Lil Jon in his Christmas song, All I Really Want for Christmas, which I'm going to send to you, Mackenna, and you can go to about 2 minutes in.
Yo, you know, it makes sense that Lil Jon and Kool-Aid Man would be friends because Lil Jon loves to yell things like, yeah! And the Kool-Aid Man likes to yell things like, oh yeah! So it's like, it makes sense those guys would hang out.
Honestly, it's an absolutely delightful collab. This was actually met with, like, many sources being like, this is a delightful experience.
Thank God. Okay. 2 minutes in, you say?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what you wanted me to listen to.
Did you hear when Kool-Aid Man started to go?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. That was delightful. Also, Kool-Aid Man is naked in this.
Yeah.
He's nude.
Sometimes he's naked, and I find that obscene.
Yeah. Why does he not have his little Hawaiian shirt on for modesty?
Well, it's Christmas.
So you get to be naked on the holidays.
Yes.
That means that the Kool-Aid Man is the drunk uncle getting naked on Christmas.
Yeah, just like me. In a Super Bowl ad in 2020, Kool-Aid Man, alongside Mr. Clean, appeared in a commercial for a fellow Kraft Heinz product, Planters, where they were shown as attendees of the funeral of Mr. Peanut.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And Kool-Aid Man's tears cause a new baby, Mr. Peanut, to grow from the ground.
Yep.
So we know that Kool-Aid Man's liquids have magical properties, and I feel this implies that Kool-Aid Man is fertile.
Oh, I was going to say implies that we were read about him being Jesus.
Oh, that too. Jesus was probably fertile.
Oh, I really want for Christmas. Christmas, like Christ.
Time Magazine, embarrassingly, put the Kool-Aid Man on a list of the top 10 creepiest product mascots, and the section on the Kool-Aid Man says, quote, "Our biggest gripe with Kool-Aid Man, why did he have to cause such a mess every time he entered the scene?" And to that I say,
fucking normie behavior.
Time Magazine, you fucking suck. You don't know how to throw a party. Their top 3 are the original Ronald McDonald, who does look cursed because it's just a guy with a box on his head.
Yeah.
The Michelin Man, which is fat phobic.
Yeah.
And the Dairy Queen lips, which I find those lips sensual.
I don't know that I know what those are. Hold on.
It was in the 2000s. Dairy Queen had commercials where it was just like CGI red lips on a black screen talking about how fucking tasty Dairy Queen is.
I remember these. They were like a little Uncanny Valley-y. But now I really want a Blizzard. Holy shit.
Now, I live right down the street from a Dairy Queen. Perks of the Midwest, baby.
How dare you live in the Midwest?
It's fucking awesome. All right, I'm gonna send you
I think I have to go to Staten Island to go to a Dairy Queen.
Oh my god, I don't know what that... I'm assuming that's far from Brooklyn.
That's far from everything.
Wow, no man's land. I sent you the list of Kool-Aid products. My favorite were the Kool-Aid Jammers, specifically the blue ones.
Sorry, I'm really depressed right now.
Drink some Kool-Aid about it.
Oh, maybe the Dairy Queen Staten Island's also closed now. It is. Fuck, dude. You have to go to Jersey to go to a Dairy Queen now.
I mean, you're in New York City, so I'm sure you can get better soft serve literally anywhere.
Yeah, I can just go find an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Okay, you sent me Kool-Aid Jammers?
I just sent you a list of the Kool-Aid products. I just think it's neat to see what they got to offer.
Oh, God. Load more, obviously. Oh.
I don't like that there's so many unsweetened versions, because what the fuck does that taste like? Because I just assumed it was sugar and flavoring in the little packets.
So are we calling them Kool-Aid Burst now, not Kool-Aid Jammers?
I think Burst are a separate thing.
Oh.
Right?
No, I mean, maybe I'm insane. Oh, you're right. Jammers are the, like, Capri Sun equivalent. Bursts are the... I like the Burst, because I like those freaky little bottles they come in.
Oh, yeah, I like the Burst, too. What the fuck are Jammers, then?
It's like, they're like Capri Suns.
Oh, no, I like the Burst, too. I like the blue Burst.
Pulling the little top off of the Burst is such a satisfying feeling.
It's so good. I like what's your favorite artificial flavor? I like blue and purple.
I like red.
I like red too. I like artificial cherry flavor.
Like an ideal bag of Jolly Ranchers for me is super heavy on cherry and watermelon, a little heavy on blue raspberry, and pretty light on the green one. Is that green apple?
Yeah.
And purple grape.
Ooh, my ideal is just all blue. Oops, all blue. Blue raspberry is my favorite flavor,
I do love blue raspberry flavor thing. The blue raspberry Jones soda fucks so heavy. And also, I do love artificial root beer flavor pretty pretty a lot.
Ooh, I don't like root beer.
Dude, I love artificial root beer flavor. The root beer dum-dums fuck me up, brother.
Too sour. Too bitter, I think, for me.
Sour?
Or I don't know, like, it's like a strong, like, it's an herbaceous kind of flavor.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Okay. That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say words I don't mean.
Okay.
I need you to be able to look into my soul and understand what I mean when I say the wrong thing.
I'm going through something today.
So am I. Alright, well, I don't have anything else to contribute to this.
Wait, why do you want to fuck the Kool-Aid Man? What's the allure?
Oh, I mean, he's just a bisexual man, and I feel...
That's it?
I mean, yeah, like, what else is there? I mean, I'm every bisexual man. I'm like, I love it. I love what you're doing.
So,
Do it more.
okay. This is important to me, because in my brain, I feel like maybe I've never considered him a queer icon, because I just put him in the same category as, like, Anthony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger is straight.
No, I know. And that's why I have never considered the Kool-Aid Man to be a bicon, because to me, there's a connection between him and Anthony, as I call him, because we're friends, so I get to use his full name.
I really don't know how to explain it. I just feel that the Kool-Aid Man has a little bit more flavor. Whereas Tony the Tiger, that's a man who's watching football. Kool-Aid Man, he doesn't know what a football is.
He absolutely knows what a football is.
Oh, that I don't believe that at all. I don't think Kool-Aid Man knows anything.
Do you think that bisexual men can't enjoy sports?
That's exactly what I'm saying. That was the exact thing that I was trying to say was that I think the Kool-Aid Man is more effeminate, and that's why I think that he's queer. That was the point that I had hoped to make.
Okay, hang on. Aubrey's gonna love the episode I do about how it's okay to pick your favorite football team based on how hot you find the quarterback.
Oh my god, when we do that episode, it's literally going to be me being like, who is this? I don't care. Yeah. Why?
I'm gonna teach Aubrey about football.
You're gonna have to teach me the rules of... I don't even know the rules of football.
No one does.
Oh, okay. Why do we play these games?
Because it's fun.
Because you think they're hot.
Well, no, that's not why I like watching football. That's just how I chose which team I like.
What team do you like?
Go Birds.
Oh. I want to go with colors. What team has purple?
The Vikings.
Alright, I guess I'm a Vikings fan.
Or the Ravens. You might want to go with the Ravens, because if you pick the Vikings, Bryce might strangle you to death.
I'm going to go with Vikings, because I think that it'd be fun to be in a rivalry with my good friend Bryce, who is a known Detroit Lions fan.
Yep.
Go Lions. Go Vikings. You know what I say? Go equality. Go acceptance. Go off into the night like ships beating against the ocean currents toward that green light. I want it. I got it. The green light. I want it.
Aubrey, do you have any closing thoughts on these gay little freaks you've presented to me today?
That green light. I
want it. Okay, great. Well, thanks for listening to part 2 of this fucking series that Aubrey's gonna make us all endure for, 9 more episodes?
There are at least 4.
At least 4?
There may be more.
Alright, well, everyone, we finally found out today. Oh, can I say something controversial yet brave?
Sure.
I think today you have convinced me that of all the people you've presented today, I am the most attracted to the glove because of his fingies.
Yeah! There's dozens of us!
Have a question or a topic that you would like for us to discuss? Send us an email at informedattraction@gmail.com.